Hi everybody, and welcome to this live chat. So we're going to have a bit of fun today. Had heaps of news out this morning, my time, so pretty cool. And so let's get straight into it. So here you can see that we've got the announcement that the new Axion staking platform is out. So for Testnet, so that means that it's there to be tested. That's been designed. So for those of you who haven't tuned into the Punkonomics stream, that's live now. Everyone in the community can have their first look at the incredible new staking platform that's been developed by our team. Huge shout out to our lead dev, T Daly, for his efforts on his epic redesign. This will be up for testing alongside VCAs. Now, earlier today, Punky had his live stream, and he's got a new YouTube channel to do those, so it's really cool. So if you haven't checked that out, go and check that out. So that's really neat. And also, Punky did an AMA, so we might look at that towards the end of us looking at the new staking platform. And obviously, they also had a few extra things here about voting, which is a major event. So reducing the daily auctions from 300 million down to 100 million, and therefore the venture capital auctions would be 2 billion per week, so that would be 2.5 billion per week, which is an excellent idea. So that puts really big demand on the VCAs and on Bitcoin. Let's just check who's in the chat first before we move on. Faja, hello, good to see you there. Yeah, welcome to the live stream. If you're there, make some comments in the chat. We'd like to hear from you and any of your opinions, insights. So look forward to it. So before we get into it, let's have a quick look at the price. Axion price at the moment, 0.000288893. So looking good actually in the chart, and I think we'll get some pent-up demand. Now, some of the two really interesting things before we get into the staking platform was that the auctions, basically the last big auction is going to be tomorrow's auction, which is going to start in about 6 hours, and that's going to be a huge one. After that, the auctions will likely, because the vote looks pretty like it's going to go through, that the auctions will be 100 million for the standard daily auctions for Axion, and then before we get to next Friday, when we have probably most likely have the launch of the venture capital auctions with a billion. So it looks pretty exciting to me. And well, first wrap Bitcoin, can you believe it? I think that's super exciting. Wrap Bitcoin, and I think the whole community is going to love it. So let's have a quick look. So here we are. We're on the new stake platform design. Obviously, this will have a few tweaks over the testing period in the next couple of days. And basically, you can, it's basically axion-staking-git.main or -main -axion networks .versal app. So you can actually see that on the announcement here. You can see all that there. That's the link if you want to hit that. I will post that into this comment section so that you can see that. Just a moment. So there we are. That's the new link if you want to go and check it out yourself. Now, basically, you have to link up with a MetaMask wallet up on your MetaMask, and then you can connect, and then you want to change it from the Ethereum network to the Rob Stein network, which is used for testing. So make sure you do that if you do that. So change it from the Ether network to the Rob Stein network. And that's what we've done. So I've linked it up. I've got a test wallet here, and so it's got test wallet. It's got no Axion in it, but it has got some Ethereum in it. And so there we are. So it gives you a really cool. We've got 5 tabs. So you got your address at the top left. You got staking tab on the left. Auction is the next tab, which you can see there. We click on that. Mining is the 3rd tab, and swap is the 4th tab, and tools is the 5th tab. And so there'll be changes made to this, but it looks pretty nice. I like it a lot. Very functional, very sharp edges on the design, and lots of information. And one of the good things about this is that the information is going to be really simple. So Peter Hawk says in the comment, is this on Testnet already? Yes, it is, and that's what we're looking at on the screen at the moment. Peter, is the Testnet version of the new staking platform. Missed everything today. That's okay. We're going through a bit of it here. So pretty good. Yeah, I think it's looking great. Hey, John 117, sup AT, yeah, good to see you. And new layout is very sexy, much more intuitive. I think so too. I did like the old one, but I think this one even more intuitive, and I think it's something that you learn as you go. What's more functional. Also, some of the things on this are more intuitive to use, so we're going to try and check out some of those. And also, there's some new features as well, which is really cool, which the community would have wanted. So let's get into it and have a bit more look at that. Let me just, yeah, that'll be fine. I'll just leave that there. So here we are. We've got these 5 different tabs. So we're going to look at the staking tab. So staking, that's going to be pretty in depth. So I'll try and make it as fun as I can. But staking your Axion and ensuring revenue from the daily and venture capital auctions. By creating a stake, your Axion tokens are burnt in exchange for shares. So some people don't realize that when you stake, your Axion is actually burnt. And so it goes out of the liquidity and affects market cap. So it's actually burnt for shares, but you basically get that Axion back at the maturity of your stakes, which indicates the user's share in the distribution of dividends from the daily dividend pool. Yeah, so when your shares are really what counts, and obviously there's a share rate, so we'll check that out, and that gives you your dividends from the reward pool, which is what people that invest are all about, right? So cool. So we've got a nice little chart there with showing the liquid Axion, the total amounts. Looks like total market there. We've got staked amount. This is just pretend information, and so it's not reflecting the actual market for Axion, which you can see on Axion today's dashboard. So if you want to see the real market stuff. So here we got 24 million, 24 billion staked. Yeah, so and then we've got this amount here. That's actually liquid, looks actually not too bad, but so there we are. That's what we've got, total supply. Obviously that doesn't reflect, but then we've got my portfolio. Obviously I've got no Axion in this Testnet wallet, but you can see basically if I did, that would show up here, staked Axion, and then it would show up my liquid Axion and then the total Axion, and then it can click from view more stats. So I'm not sure what that is. That goes to the Axion Today tab. So that's where you can check out your actual stuff for the real market at the moment. So if we go to overview, you can see the real statistics. Those are the real numbers for Axion. So you can see 65 million liquid, almost 200 million staked. So we'll jump back to that. So if you click that, that would take you to Axion Today dashboard, which is real. Whereas this is a test net, so we're just testing it. Shares. We've got the shares here, amount of Axion shares you own. So that's the main thing. If the more you own, the more percentage of the reward pool you will get, which is up here. It's got percentage share, so you represent your share of the pool. So these are the 2 main metrics. How many shares do you have, and what percentage of the pool do you have that you'll get in the reward pool? So that's those are the main numbers. You can add a new stake, get more shares when you stake longer. So obviously if you do big payday, you can get big paydays, which is more Axion. I think there's a question in the chat. I'll just quickly check that, John. Question to Axion token, the blue line in the top left, does it give you more info if you hover it? It does. It's got a little price chart there. So it's an Axion for US dollar value and shows the current price. So it is 0.000.29. We can see that on the Axion chart that is correct. So good pickup there, John. And so that blue line's got a nice little nifty thing there. That's pretty neat. And so going for it. So also amount to stake, you can type in an amount, which you can't do on the normal staking tab. You actually have to have Axion. So that's cool. Yeah, John says, cool. Yeah, it is cool. Actually, a good pickup too. So you can just type in amount. You couldn't do that under the previous staking, like the current staking platform. You would actually have to have Axion, own Axion. So you can actually pretend that you're doing it. So we can actually put in a number of days too. Let's say we put 60 days in. It will actually give us the start date, the end date, the share rate at the moment. This is obviously the share rate's slightly higher than this, so this is just testnet members and not real numbers. The number of shares, the longer pays better, which is you get 20% more shares per year. So up to 15 years is 300% more. That's why people are staking for 5,000. So you watch the shares there. The longer pays better. Look at that jump, massive, right? From 60 days, you get 1,474 shares on 50,000 Axion, but on 5,500 days, you get that. 5,005, you get 138,000. So pretty huge. So I like this layout. I think that's really cool. Stake it. Obviously, if I had Axion, I'd be able to stake it. This button's been toggled off. I believe that there's an error that shows up, which shows that if you don't have an Axion, it will show error. But they will provide an error notice, so that that won't happen. So you won't end up processing the gas. John 17 says, I thought it looked like a chart. Very nice. Yeah, cool. So yeah, estimate your earnings. So this is probably going to take us to the calculator, axioncalculator.com, which I've done a couple of videos on already. And what it will do is it will allow you to calculate your Axion earnings and your VCA or venture capital auction earnings here. So that's pretty cool. Let's jump back again. So that's where that goes. So that button there goes to Axion today. That button goes to the calculator to work out your divs. Then on the bottom here, it's got big paydays. So it's got all the big paydays that are coming up. There's 5 of those, obviously. And we know that these numbers aren't real because there's 51 billion or so distributed over these period, 10% in the first year, and I think it's 30% in the last year. So pretty neat. And below this, once you get stakes, once you actually have stakes on here, it will actually show below, and you'll be able to see all your existing stakes, your matured stakes. So that's got stake history, which is not showing here because I don't have any stakes on this account because it's just a testnet account. Okay, so let's just jump to the auction page and just check any comments in the chat. So welcome everybody, all the new people. Let us know your thoughts. Obviously, many of you may have watched certain parts of the Punky live stream or the AMA. We're going to have a quick look at that towards the end of this go through on the testnet. So here we are. We're on the testnet for the new staking platform for the venture capital auctions, which is coming out most likely next Friday, which is the expected launch date. So we're going to have our first VCA. So it's the 12th. So yeah, that's where we're at. Now we've got the venture capital auction page. Venture capital auctions bring in a new dividend asset class. So now this is at front of mind. So we've just had a vote today where they're going to reduce the daily, these are basically the standard Axion auctions, which have been about 300 million, but including rollovers, they've been some of them have been much larger. And basically they're going to reduce that 300 million to 100 million on a standard day, so that's 5 days of standard auctions with 100 million in them, and they can respond to the market as they need to. They're also going to reduce the discount from 10% to 1%, and so that's going to still allow people to pick up Axion, get staked, and get that wrapped Bitcoin and Axion dividends. But the main thing is going to be the venture capital auctions with promoting wrapped Bitcoin. So it's a pretty awesome dynamic, and they're going to be able to change that as required. So to meet market conditions. So it looks like we're going to have 2.5 billion Axion in the market, 2 billion for venture capital auctions per week, and 500 million in the 5 times 100 million Axion daily auctions. So that's pretty much how it's going to work. And so that's really going to force more demand if those all get oversubscribed, forces more demand onto Uniswap and price pressure. So I think that's pretty exciting. So very cool. All right, so let's just jump. Venture capital auctions bring a new dividend asset class in the form of wrapped Bitcoin, which simply utilizes Bitcoin's liquidity on the Ethereum network. The venture capital auction investor also receives an immediate 10% wrapped Bitcoin bonus from completing of the VCA in which they've bidded in. So that's if you're bidding in now, you're actually going to get wrapped Bitcoin, which is going to be liquid. You're going to be able to claim that. So that's why it says receives immediately. The auto stake period for VCAs a minimum of 120 days. All right, so if you do enter the auction, your Axion will be minimum stake for 120 days as opposed to 60 days at the moment under the standard daily auctions. Then the normal auctions in order to offset the additional reward paid in wrapped Bitcoin. All right, venture capital auction investors may choose to stake for longer than 120 days, upwards to 5,555 days, accompanied by a sliding scale with the date attached. So there's got a nice little chart up here. We'll see whether how that formats when you actually have something in there. Obviously, that's not launched. Auction rate, it's got a pretend auction rate here, 31 million per ETH. Current auction rate, it's got the Uniswap. It's got the Axion per ETH here, current Uniswap rate. And then below it's got bid in the auction. There is no referral bonus during VCA auctions. It says here, copy my referral. So that's just a notice that they can toggle on and off, I believe. So that is not the case in reality. So here you can see here I've got 0.9 Ethereum, so I can send that amount. So it's actually not letting me toggle that, so I can actually send that. I see. So I've got Ethereum balance here. I click the send max button. I'm not sure how they're whether they're gonna toggle it off or not. So we'll wait and see. And then your bid is here. So I got bid here, and then send bid. So I might send. Let's see if I don't know if I can actually change that. 0.8. Oh, it says I can. So I'm going to send that bid, and we'll see what happens. So here's before I click the send bid. Let's go get the auction stats. So 1 hour 28 minutes left. It says on this testnet. The Axion in the auction is 1.5 billion. In this case, in this example, Ethereum. Obviously, it's going to be 1 billion, but Ethereum says here there's 9.9 Ethereum in there already. So other people probably doing the testnet as well. So that's pretty bit of fun. And then the rewards and wrap Bitcoin. So let's I've got 0.8. Actually, I might just put 0.5. Let's send that bid and see whether it gives me a notice. So I'm going to confirm that. So I'm on the Rob Stein network. Remember, test networks is not real. It's just pretend. That's why we're having a let's play. So the transaction is confirmed. Your transaction has been successfully mined. Yay! And the crowd goes wild. You're good to go. Click the button below to view the transaction on Etherscan. So we can do that. We're not going to, but you can do that. It's pretty easy. So let's have a look and see what happened there. So here's my auction bid history. So we didn't have any bid history before, but now we do. So it looks really cool. So now this has just come up. So March the 5th, we've got the time here. It's probably UTC time. So there we are. Axion and Pool 1.5 billion, 10.4 ETH. So that hasn't updated, I noticed. So the Ethereum bid has not updated. So it'll be something for the testnet to work. My ETH has gone in. So this shows you I put in 5 ETH. You saw me do that live. It says that currently my Axion will be 15.6 million because they've got 1.5 billion in there. So that's my reflection. It'll be 0.5 divided by the 10.4. Give me 15. Oh, it will be actually at the auction price, which is 31.25. So that's 1 ETH. So half of that would be exactly what I've got there, 15.62. Axion per ETH is 31.25, which reflects that number at the top there, looking good. Auction type is a venture auction as opposed to a standard auction. And it just says in progress. So that's pretty cool. So that's going to take 1 hour and 26 minutes to close. So I'll be able to find out what happens later on. Now it's got upcoming auctions here, 5th, 6th, etc. So this got some false dates in here. Obviously this is nothing's real. So this just got some stuff there. Completed auctions. It's got them completed here. Axion and Pool, ETH and Pool, Axion per ETH. So some history there. And no doubt it will have obviously got the bid history for the one that I just entered. So here we are. We're live into this testnet. So pretty cool. Let's just refresh this page actually and see whether that Ethereum updates there with the 10.5. So there we are, updated with the Ethereum that I put in, but I did have to refresh the page to do that. It has updated my Ethereum balance correctly, 0.4 left, and so forth. So that's pretty neat. I like that. I'm going to put another 0.2 in there, 5 in there for fun. And let's see whether that work goes. And we had a pretty fast transaction on there. I've got a Ethereum notice come up, and I'm going to confirm that. Boom. And we'll see whether that another one comes up. Waiting for transaction. Yeah, we're going to jump down into the next tab in a second. So to see what's happening in the chat there. Peter, I did a swap. I see a swap tab. Yep, we're going to check that out. Hex3T, that's correct, Fudger. So that's correct. It's got the Hex3T, which is old business, but I'm not sure how many people still got Hex3T around. No, they've been trading on a secondary market. Okay, so your transaction has been mined, successfully mined, you're good to go, click the button. So we've done that, and we should have, well, it's done. Okay, instead of creating a second row, folks, it's just added it on, and it said 0.75. I thought I might get 2 rows there, but it actually just added it on, so we've got 0.75, expected to get 23.4 million. Cool, okay. And the wrap Bitcoin, obviously it doesn't give me anything yet. it still says 1 hour and 24 minutes, so it would be interesting to see whether anything populates in the wrap Bitcoin, which you would expect. So pretty cool. All right, let's jump on to the third tab, mining. Let's have checked that out. So the third tab is liquidity mining. Users deposit liquidity provider tokens, so as you're familiar with this, on Uniswap. They get rewarded in liquidity Axion rewards that are calculated in real time. And I've done a video on the LP liquidity provider adoption amplifier for Uniswap. It's basically where you provide Ethereum and Axion in equal amounts, and you put that on Uniswap in the liquidity pool. You get a little bit of benefit from every transaction that goes through on Uniswap, but then you can come to the portal, and then because Uniswap will give you what they call liquidity provider tokens or LP tokens, you could then go to the portal here. There's a special bonus of 5 billion that's been given out. I think it's about 4.7 billion at the moment left, and basically you can stake your LP tokens and get a free reward for doing so, because you're providing liquidity for the Axion pair on Uniswap, which is pretty neat. So you get two rewards there, pretty cool. Obviously, there's 2 Ethereum transactions to make those to actually provide the liquidity on Uniswap, and then a Ethereum transaction to actually stake or deposit your Axion ETH LP tokens. But that's basically how it works. So users deposit that. Axion has created its own liquidity mining platform that allows participants to provide liquidity on Uniswap to earn additional rewards, which is what it is. The initiative incentivizes a liquid trading pool provision for the Axion ecosystem, where rewards are accrued on top of the standard fee generation from Uniswap. So you basically, if you've actually done that on Uniswap, your LP tokens will go to your MetaMask address. Sometimes they may take a little while to show up, but if you link to this, link your wallet to this, it should show up your balance of LP tokens here, and then you can just basically send max if you've got some. Obviously, I haven't got any here, and you can get that APY, annual percentage yield bonus. And then once you send max, click deposit, it will show up here, and you can obviously withdraw your total ones here. So there are also 3 NFTs which give you 10% bonus on top of that. So currently the real one is about 101%, so plus 10, 10 and 10, that would be 131% annual percentage yield, which is pretty great. And so they got APY here, your total block reward here, estimated days left and rewards left. So that's pretty similar to what we've got on the current one. You can obviously withdraw everything as well. If you want to take your LP tokens and then take your liquidity off Uniswap, you can do that as well. That would have 2 Ethereum fees or transactions attached to it. Finally, let's go to the swap one. People in the chat like that one. Hey, Axion Pullin, yo, good to see you. Kara, I am a Kiwi. Yep, definitely a Kiwi. So Kira to you. So here we are on the 4th swap. So pre-sale token swap. So swap your pre-sale token for Axion. So it's got here X3T, which was one of the original tokens. We launched Axion in November of 2020, and everyone who held our pre-sale token X3T exchanged it for Axion. If you happen to have any pre-sale tokens remaining, please exchange them below, etc. So yeah, I haven't heard anyone actually be doing this lately, but that's the function's still there. So your Hex3T inside swap contract and the claim button, and then so forth, and the late claim fee. So finally swap my Hex3T for Axion, and you just click the button basically. So I'll click that and see what it does. Brings up a MetaMask notification as one would expect, and yeah, so let's see where that goes. So that's pretty much that on that one. Let's click the last tab, tools. We're on tools, so we've got the Axion Today site that would take you to Axion Today. We've got the Axion calculator, which takes you to there, and we've got the Axion stats page. I'm not sure whether Green Guy has actually updated this. I think he probably has by now, but that's an interesting question to ask. Obviously down the bottom left here we've got a moon button, so which gives the dark mode. Pullin loves dark mode. T-Daly loves dark mode, so we'll just you can change that to light mode, and if we go to the top you can see that actually in light mode. Still got those nice blues on there, looks pretty good. Auction page looks good, I like that. They'll probably make a few tweaks. This chart might be tweaked a bit. It's got ETH bid in there, we can see that our bid's ticking away. We've got 1 hour and 19 minutes to go on that. Be interesting to see what happens when we win the bid. Maybe I could come back on and do that. And here's the swap page. Gives you the colors and then the tools. So that's it for the moment. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of testing, and I'll just move that to dark mode since Fudge says my eyes. I'll just reduce that back to dark mode. So I hope you like that one. Let us know in the chat what you think of the UI, and the UX. So the UI means the user interface, and the UX means user experience. Whether you like that one. Travis Daly says yes, dark mode. Yeah. I think the dark mode's really cool. I think that's pretty nice. Dark mode is our friend. It is our friend. So that's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Obviously, we're in the auction there, pretty live. Now let's just jump back. We're going to jump away from here since we had a good go through that, and I think that was a good go through. If you haven't not used to doing test nets or on once again, the links in the description at the top of the comments, and basically you can connect your MetaMask wallet and then change it over to the Rob Stein network. So typically it defaults onto the Ethereum network. Just go to the Rob Stein network and you can play around yourself. And there are sites that you can pull in pretend Ethereum as well to go into your pretend wallet on the Rob Stein network, and you can play around. You can enter the auction just like I did twice. And you can see that we've got an entry there, 0.75 ETH, and in the auction's in progress. The auction says we've got an hour and 17 minutes left, so there we are. It'll be interesting what happens with the wrap Bitcoin when we get that claim done. So can't see that on here, but once again, this is testing the network. Let's just jump to announcements again. If you did miss it, we had some good news today. The marketing and strategy manager was a chief strategy and marketing officer, Brian Punky Newbright, goes live with his first show. So he's already had that on. The link is here, so you can see that on Discord. I presume all of you are on Discord. Worth watching. He does overall economics at the beginning, then he does some strategies for investing for the individual. Then he has T Daly on there to go through the staking platform here. Or at least introduce it very quickly, and he talks about some of the features which are really cool. So basically you don't have to have Axion, you can actually see it without even connecting your wallet, and things like that are going to be there, which I think is really useful in case you don't want to connect your wallet and do stuff like that. So I think that's pretty useful. Let's see what's happening in the comments. Travis, wait, what's your question? What are you wondering about what will happen? Not sure there. So there we've got, so that's on there today. Really good listening, and you can subscribe to Punky's channel. That's his new YouTube channel. He's going to be growing that, giving lots of different updates on different topics, from investor strategy to major announcements and partnerships. So they actually signed a new partnership today for doing articles with a pretty big network. So these guys are onto it. They're really doing some really fun stuff that's going to reach a big, wide audience. So watch the space. It's going to be pretty exciting. Travis Deli says you will see your wrap Bitcoin div soon as someone bids. Right. Okay. Cool. So there we've gone through the staking portal there. Then there was a AMA. Hope you're catching Punkonomics episode 1. So many exciting Axion in the next days. Jack and Punky are co-hosting an AMA in March. AMA starting now, which we will go to in a second. Come with questions with VCA, daily auctions, upcoming votes, etc. So pretty exciting. March is now live. Punky Newbright was on there. So going to be pretty important to go through that. Hello, community vote time now. And this is the major thing for today. So if you haven't voted, do vote, because this is a major item. So today the team, via the first episode of Punky's Nomics show and today's AMA, was mentioned that we want to take to the next step in our community strategy as we implement the venture capital auctions. Over the last few weeks, we've ramped up the auctions by ensuring our daily auctions had 300 million Axion in them for sale, which have been performing really well and given us data and assurance needed to continue forward. We would like to vote on the following: reduce the daily actions from 300 million to 100 million, which I think is a great idea. So if you've got 7 times 3, that's 21, but there's probably been a bit more than that too with the roll-ins, penalty roll-ins. So 300 million starting Saturday, March the 6th. So that means that we'll have one more last day of a big auction, which will be the one starting at the end of today. I think it's 1.1 billion from memory. I have to double check that. Starting Saturday, the auctions will no longer be set at a 10% discount. Very important to take note of this. They will now be tied to 1% under the Uniswap price, and I am very happy about that. I think that's a very good move. These two combined actions provide greater incentivization and motivation for ecosystem participants to purchase and sell out the upcoming VCAs, which will distribute continual wrapped Bitcoin dividends to everybody staked in our ecosystem. That's fantastic. Really good. So at the moment, we'll look at the Axion dashboard. I think I may have it up there. So the ability to adjust auction volumes as the community through voting is key to continued success, and this initial balance will be between the two auctions will put us in an incredible starting position. So on one hand, you're going to have 2 auctions per week for the venture capital auctions, 1 billion each, so that's 2 billion. And then the other 5 days, you'll have 100 million, which say 5 times 100 million is 500 million. So basically, 2 billion for the venture capital auctions per week and 500 million for the standard daily auctions for 5 days is 2.5 billion per week. So that's where they're going to start off, and they can adjust that as the market decides. But obviously we know from previous daily auctions at 300 million that we've been selling those out. So there's good chance that we can expect some of the VCAs to actually oversubscribe, and that will mean more wrap divs. So pretty cool. We've got some comments in there. Axion pull-in, you get your wrap Bitcoin divs instantly, not at the end of each 24 hours. Axion pull-in, that's huge. That is huge. And I would think that I guess it's just the way it should be, right? Because we like things now. Yeah. Anyway, um, so that's really good news. Discuss it amongst yourselves, and if you support the strategy update, voting is now live. And as always, I'm available for questions in the community. So he would have been in the general chat there. So boom, boom. You can see that. And then the final update was make sure you cast your votes to respective channels. I'm in the general channel, but there is a OG 555 channel and a number 4 whales channel for the whales. Can't remember how many whales there are now. Maybe, I can't remember actually, 60, 70, I don't know. But there we are, let's jump there. So I've gone there and I've actually voted. I've voted yes, of course, with the tick there. You can vote no with the red one there. And that's the vote there, just repasted. So pretty cool. So do get on and vote if you haven't voted. It's very important that the community votes, and I think the economics are pretty obvious in the right direction. And they have a lot of good data now in the auctions, so it makes it huge. Let's have a quick look at some of the comments in the chat before we move on to the next topic. Actified more than huge, dude. Yeah, instant. Fucking huge, says Chris. Yeah, so pretty funny. All right, so let's jump to where was I going? I was going to the March AMA. I think it's this one here, the bottom one here. Let's go, and I think I've been through a few of them. So this is at 6:58. Sure, it's not this one here. I don't think it's this one. Yeah, so it's not that one. It's this one here. Got the same name for some reason. So welcome to the March AMA. And this was really important. There were actually a lot of good questions in this AMA, so I hope you enjoy some of these. If you haven't read it already, there's some pretty cool ones in here. So Punky basically says, welcome, welcome. And so Jackson here as well, I think, as well. So Punky, question was, will the regular auctions suffer because most people will want to be in the VC auctions? Punky says, one of the benefits of our token is that we can react to the market needs. You've seen the build up in auction traffic over the last 2 days. I think that 2.5 billion on the market per week is the start and the right number. And I agree, that's a good number to start with. So I think we should all be happy with that. We'll review each week and adjust accordingly. Which, with the layer 2, obviously that they put in, now allows them to adjust these things, which is really neat. Being able to be flexible and respond to market conditions is really crucial, and a lot of projects can't do that. So let's go down. Punky, another question. Axion today. Paul says, how do you see the mods and community handling all the new people? So when we get all the marketing is going to go with the venture capital auctions, we're going to get all these new people. and they need to be onboarded simply and efficiently, not be in a state of confusion. So yes, you'll see this on the website this week, a full on-ramp for new investors with videos and text walking them through how to interact with the contract. I will also have links and an invite page on punkonomics.com to fuel traffic that way and direct them to how to use. So there'll be good FAQs, good videos, and good processes. So pretty neat. We actually covered that on the live stream yesterday when we covered Denver Digital doing SEOing. They're doing focusing on a lot of that stuff as well. So not just SEOing or getting good ranks, but actually good communications, which is a really cool focus. So let's have a look. Oh, here's Jack. So it's good to see Jack on here. Hi, Punky, with the regular auctions stuff. Yeah, so they're responding to the same question. Segment our focus will undoubtedly go towards the VA auctions, both in capital and in marketing power. This is why we are reducing the amount of Axion in the standard auctions. That said, the value proposition for standard auctions is still incredibly strong and a logical move for people who want to get involved in the Axion ecosystem at a discounted rate. Based on how much Axion has been sold using the standard auctions on a weekly basis, we are on pace to be incredibly oversubscribed once the VA begins, which is what we like to hear. So I think that's really cool, and that's what I'm expecting too. Obviously, I do the end of day auctions every day. So what have I done? 110 of those already, and I can tell you that I think that the numbers are definitely there for a good result. I am also, Punky says, is there a channel where we can create an FAQs that state why Axion is not a Ponzi pyramid, etc.? Punky says, I am also making some videos to help explain how the global financial system works versus how we work. We can make this super clear with a series of 5-minute videos that we are far less reliant on new investors than their everyday bank. So obviously Axion is challenging a lot of banking products, so certificate of deposit, mutual fund hybrids, I would call it, with multiple dividends, Axion, wrap Bitcoin, and down the road, a couple months perhaps, doing altcoins as well. So there's a lot coming up, man. It's going to be so epic. Now, we're setting up a customer retention system that lives on the website. So this is new. So I wasn't aware of this. I don't know if you were. Customer retention system that lives on the website that both team and moderators can reply to new users and all their questions real time. The goal is for 0% slippage due to confusion, which is the point I made earlier. So that's really exciting. So I like that one. Now, we are setting up a customer retention. Pullen will ban this 24/7 on his own. Nice one, Pullen. Awesome. Super Pullen. I love it. That's pretty funny. Okay, so I know this is a bit down the line, but what are your personal views on altcoin VCA? So this is sort of talking about that topic I said earlier about altcoins. Incredibly effective onboarding other community cryptos, getting other projects' communities to buy Axion so that they can vote for their coin will simultaneously boost the price of Axion while introducing Axion to a wave of new holders and community members. And that's got to be done the right way, right? So I think that's really important. So keep looking at that. That said, the focus should go to BTC divs first so that we can methodically iron out the marketing strategy and take things step by step. And I actually agree with that, so I'll give that a nice little thumbs up and a couple others. So that's looking really good. So altcoins definitely coming down the line once they get a bit more experience. And the wrap Bitcoin is the #1 at the moment, so that's a priority. Actified light mode is literally killing my eyes, lol. Yeah, you might want to wear some shades, Actified. Match such Axion will get done everything it puts its attention towards. Absolutely. I mean, that's what they're shown to be doing, just excelling at that. So pretty neat. Okay, so let's have a quick look. Jack, how soon do you think EIP 1559 will be released, and will it help with gas? EIP timeline is anyone's guess. So that's an upgrade on Ethereum. It will, of course, helps the gas immensely, as this will be one of its primary designs. So I think it's definitely help gas. I don't know if I quite think it's going to be immensely, but it definitely will help in my view. Gas is definitely a hindrance, says Punky, small investors, and it's therefore a hindrance to us. The team is working in the background to continue to find ways to mitigate it. So for those who are concerned about gas, these comments apply. What I would like to see is a broad community-based effort to build an over-the-counter or OTC bank for small investors. This would allow peer-to-peer transfers and avoid high gas on purchase and alleviate a lot of issues. So that's an interesting idea. So we'll see where that heads. Jack, let's have a look here. So here, I know one of the frustrating things when first buying Axion was purchasing and seeing a dip when oversold. Punky replies, oversold VCA equals more BTC. With a cap at around 2x and a level of 1 billion per auction, the auction will only be oversold when the market is pushing hard, which is a positive for both the new investor and the community at large. So interesting one there. Let's quickly check the comments there. Jesus, welcome. Actually going to make a lot of financial feedy people. Yeah. And Fudge's got a few little icons there. Jesus, I'm still Jack. Yeah, everyone's Jack. I thought Patricia was Jack on Axion today, so we're still trying to find out who Jack is. All right, so moving down a bit further. Considering compound divs will allow large holders grow their shares faster than small holders who will have to wait. Is it economic? So that's a question. This is all percentage based. The supply comes at a steady rate, so whales and sharks equivalently have to stake way more Axion to maintain their share rate. That's the thing, is it doesn't matter what size you are, you just got to maintain your share percentage. That's really the key. Since all proportional and long pays better, not bigger, you can so that's really important. Since all proportional and longer pays better, not bigger, you can maintain your percentage of pool as long as you keep up with the overall community max share habits, which is currently 23%. So max share percentage is currently 23% of the shares. I encourage you to keep your checking out all those. So you really want to have 20%, 23%, sorry. And maintain that as it moves. It moves slowly because we've had a big jump in the number of shares, so it's going to move slower from this stage, I would imagine. They may get a few more bumps, so we'll see what they can do. Can you do the math? Jesus says, can you do the math of token price at 100 billion staked at 6 months and 2 billion market cap? Yeah, I can, but I'm not sure. I'll see whether I can do it on here or not. I might have to put that into another, maybe my end of day video. Which I'll do on the auction. All right, so has the team thought about adding a lottery down the road? Most of the fun. Yeah, I thought about an auction as a lottery too. So it's cool. I like this idea. Yeah, hopefully they do something with a lottery, because I think lotteries can be quite popular in these type of communities. So we get 5 days at 100 million Axion auctions and 2 big 1 billion VCA wrap Bitcoin auctions. Correct. Voting will be today. Merch profit should go into tipping. I like this idea as well. Merch profits to buy Axion and tip. Yeah, nice. If the VCA is undersold, does it roll over? Yes. All right, so that's important to know. The VCA is undersold, it will roll over. Typically, they roll over into the Friday auctions. So, Punky Belst, let me keep going here. Quite a few questions. Anyway, T-Daly can add something on the staking portal saying the percentage of max shares. I like this. Let's add that to our list, a section showing recent stake behaviors to make it simple for holders to know what to do to maintain. That's cool. But won't the higher gas make it impossible to restake your divs as a small investor as frequent as the whales? Well, that's true. The share rate, especially due to max shares, staking moves quite slowly. Use a cycle of between 2 months and you are only a few points down. As the coin grows, your proportional divs will be able to keep up. Cool. Solid question. DM explain. So we'll follow down here. Is Jack again. So Jack's obviously is the head of the project. Will you ever reveal your identity? So that's what we were just talking about. Whoever is Jack, right? So will you reveal your idea? If not, why not? Are you able to share more than your reason behind it? Conflict of interest, etc. Jack says, Axion is about realizing of a vision, a movement, and a mobilization, unification of a collective. It's not about an individual. Axion grew from an idea into a self-sustaining and ever-evolving ecosystem, fully independent of any single person or central point of control. This has always been the goal. Being anonymous has helped this ecosystem evolve into the powerhouse it is today, with community members stepping up into the key foundation roles. Anonymity is a feature, not a hindrance. So people are still trying to find out who Jack is. It's always hilarious. So funny there. NFTs are becoming a huge thing. Are we getting in on that even more? We are exploring stakes as NFTs. And I'm looking forward to this, stakes and NFTs. Also, bundling shares if that's possible. I don't know. might be quite cool in the future. NFTs are becoming, we will use the share rate NFT for inflationary control in the coming years. If you want to be able to, which is what I was just talking about, if you want to be able to be involved in the huge demand that this share rate multiplier will create for those max shares now. So as the share rate goes up, you get less shares. So that's why NFT in the future will be more valuable if you've got lots of shares now. Max shares now, as much as makes sense, that will be an access point. When do you think we can expect to see Axion DAO? So that's what for specifically. In practice, we've been a DAO since day one. So really, Axion is a community driven. So they really are. So if you mean on chain, yeah, there will be multiple phases of the DAO rollout. The first iteration will be an altcoin vote, likely in a few months from now, which is I think is a practical answer, to be honest. Jesus says Jack might be a Mexican living in Mexico and doesn't want the baddies knowing he's Jack. Probably. So let's follow down there. Just to be clear, the VCAs can be oversold and aren't capped, and they won't be any 10% or 20% referral bonuses for VCAs. Correct. Oh, can be oversold, yeah. There won't be any 10% or 20% referral bonus for VCAs. So there won't be any referral bonus. Okay, cool. I have liquidity coming in on the 15th, 2 days late. Let me jump to that one. Brian, was your Christmas present when you were 7 a calculator and an abacus? Lol, at the age, at that age I was obsessed with rocket ships and dinosaurs. Punky, what about NFT for taking a punkonomics quiz? Solid plan. That's pretty funny. Let's go down there. Liquidity unlocks in 18 days. How quickly will be relocked, or any will plans be known? If not, keeping it locked for a bit. If it will be relocked within 24 hours. Okay. I have liquidity coming in on the 15th, 2 days late to the VCA auction, and I have maxed all my shares. Do I need to register? If you want to get BTC for the first VCA auction, you'll have to hit the registration button, or you can interact with the contract staking new Axion. So if you haven't actually done that, registered your address, you will need to do it either by registering your address, paying some ETH fees, or by doing a new stake, upgrading, and that sort of thing. Obviously, gas fees have been a bit lower now, so it's a bit cheaper for you to do that, which is better for your ROI, your return on investment. You can wait to the 15th, but you'll miss out on the dividends from VCA #1. I'm so excited. Venture capital auction #1. Don't know about you, I'm pretty excited about that. So there's another question. Will we be able to get some insight into the simulations you've made for VCA? What would you like to see? It's all heavily math, but I can share some screenshots of my calculators. We'll jump down here. Yeah, it would be work, but I might not understand it fully. So maybe you could showcase some in the vids in the future. Dig it. I'll have to see my list of explainer videos. He's got a list of explainer videos. That's cool. Jesus says, think about it, Punky. Let me have a look at that. Punky, and he's in SD and relaxing with Axion kind of things, kind of Mexican. Definitely. He's probably a number of things is probably with him there, relaxing as well. Kara says, yes, I'm registered and good to go. Excellent, Kara. Good place to be. Now to get registered, you just need to go into the staking portal under staking and click the register button for your address, or you can just upgrade a stake or something like that. Make a new stake. Let's keep going. I think we're moving along here. Another one for Jack. I've seen a lot of questions in general chat about how whales are going to buy up all the shares. Anyone using divs to buy more shares is a net positive for the ecosystem. It does not matter who it is. The ideal goal is to reduce the circulating supply through buybacks. Share percentage will dilute over time. Yeah, so what some of the strategies are suggesting is when you get some of your Bitcoin, wrapped Bitcoin, you can reinvest some of it. So it just depends on your investment goals. But if you reinvest some of it, you're going to be able to get more, right? You're sort of accumulating your investment or maintaining your percentage depending on what your goal is. Share percentage gets diluted over time, sure, and that's why it's crucial to get in early and stake long to lock in a better rate. Yeah, so obviously staking in now, you're going to get better rates, plus also in the future, you might need to do some further investing if you want to maintain your percentage of the reward pool. Even latecomers will still get phenomenal APY. Average APY right now is well over 100%, even without wrap Bitcoin. So it's pretty amazing, isn't it? Return. So it's good to be in early. And so welcome to everybody who's in early. Let's quickly check out. Lately, I've seen quite a lot of discussion, general chat about how. Oh, well, that's the same question. Punky says surely thing. The way the share rate percentage works is exactly that percentage. If someone owns 1% of overall Axion, they will have staked over 1 billion tokens. If they want to maintain the share rate, they will have to continue to buy and stake at the same percentage rate as the overall community. So that's basically it. If you want to keep the same percentage of the reward pool, you need to stake. You need to keep your percentage maintained, whatever that is that you like with your shares. So pretty neat. At both ends, options are phenomenal on a token. I recommend myself using an appreciable portion of your dividends to purchase a max share Axion for the duration of the time of VCA is at 2 billion. This is the highest time of inflation of our token. Staying ahead of the curve now, when the share rate is low and token inflation is high, is the best way to cement your percentage in the future. So that's a pretty simple strategy. I think it's easy to follow that one. I not only believe that in this token that it will make to have it as my 100% salary, but also an investment personally. I will be using 100% of my BTC divs to buy and stake max to ensure that I get the share rate over time. So that's pretty neat. So we'll keep going down here. Would it be cool to get an auto feature a user can set in his staking portal to be able to auto buy Axion? Divs are distributed very frequently, so doing a purchase each time would be very costly as gas and likely outweigh the divs. That said, periodic purchases could be incredibly viable and something worth exploring. Great idea. So that's cool. Rather than withdrawing BTC. So another one here, it does kind of matter for small investors. We get £100 of divs for 1 month. We then go to reinvest, ends up spending more. Yeah, that's a gas problem, not a share problem. If you if you're unstaking, you're not staking long enough. Punky says he loves this. We need a meet today to discuss. I want this, love it. So that's back to here. Would be cool to have an auto feature a user can use to set a staking portal to be able to auto buy Axion with his Bitcoin divs at the set rate Punky explained in this video. That way we don't have to manually do it each time I go on a vacation or whatever. My auto feature would be buy back Axion for me to use my divs without interaction. Yeah, it's quite a good idea. Certainly for as long as it's economic. So that we follow down, we'll just keep scrolling. I think we've got a lot of questions there. Can you please explain the Axion Foundation? I mentioned day one, that's 20% is personal profit, as shown through multiple initiatives where hundreds of thousands of dollars have been spent. The health of the ecosystem is top priority, and that capital is invested into many initiatives to fuel the growth. Yay, I like that too. So that's pretty cool. Let's quickly go to the chat and see what's happening there. Jesus says Tijuana is next to San Diego. Yeah, I've watched quite a few videos of Mexico, people traveling there. Always looks quite a nice place along the beach side anyway. If Jack is really from TJ, tell him to hook a native up with my Axion. Well, you can get tips on the Discord under general, just chatting there for a while, and the tips keep coming. Can you both answer do you intend to lock upgradable smart contracts? Locking up an upgradable smart contract makes it non-upgradable, so no. We already have it near a dozen people on multisig in the future. So I've got a dozen people now. I think they start off with about 6 people, so that's pretty cool. A dozen people mentioned the post you replied to in the future. Just jumping ahead here. My second is our upgradable contract is what keeps us flexible, so that's fine. I figured you would automate a way to confirm your punkonomics. I'm going to continue to present some automated strategies. Another reason for upgradable contract is crucial. We're almost getting there, folks. Last question for me, how do you guys stay focused? Oh, right, for every idea that gets presented, there is a tremendous amount of diligence and legwork. Innovation at this level is fuel for my life, and I assure Jack as well. How not to stay focused when there's so much world-changing benefit in our future. So there's a bit of motivation there, pretty cool. What was Scott's new idea? Scott has many ideas, hard to say which one. Has he ever had an idea he didn't declare as instant moon? Andy, how much gas is benevolent fund that community can contribute? So we'll just jump through that one. new to the feed, the white paper has been removed from the website. Any news about that? Yeah, because they disconnected the white paper because they're doing updates. Yes, we are working in the background to finish the revisions. You can blame some of it on me personally, with all of the new changes and the addition of the board as an active group and the massive max shares of the community. We need to make sure we capture all of the new white paper. My section is still in progress. I'm committed to getting it done pre VCA. Cool, that's good to hear. So it'll be on the website within the next week. Still responding to DAO there. I'm going to jump ahead here. What's going on? I presume that more active in the media. Who will be responsible for the media? So that's a good question. On it, you'll see ads hitting the airwaves this week, folks. Ads hitting the airwaves this week. So finally, everyone's been saying when marketing. Well, here it is, folks. Looking good. Looking good. Just signed on to a 2-month deal with International Business Times. So this was the deal I was telling you about. It's in Punky's video today, so you can check that out on the announcements. You will also see our beautiful banners made by Call Me Jace on Dex Tools, Yahoo Finance, and others. All right, so obviously I use Dex Tools all the time. I think it's obviously hugely growing, and obviously you can see that in the DexT price as well. Yahoo Finance and others. So I mean, this is really great. So nice banners going around. Denver Digital is also working on working overtime to get punky times across the YT world. Just keep an eye out for Sheldon as well. So Sheldon was talking about doing a couple of videos, and you've also got to skirt around the crypto topic, so that's pretty neat. But this marketing is huge. It's coming this week, folks. So everyone that's been waiting for the marketing, when marketing, it's coming. So pretty neat. Just go to quickly go to the comments before we wrap up the AMA. I don't want to go. Just got a heard about a guy named Pullen trolling the instant. Also, Andy is a troll. Super big deal. Super excited for marketing. Yeah, Jesus, that's true. It's going to be pretty epic. So there we are, folks. It's the marketing. You see, everyone likes it. Lots of love there. I'll throw a few loves there my way as well. So let's keep going. I'm pretty happy now with voting as part and parcel of our big moves, as we can agree. So he's talking about the DAO. We are in lockstep with the community here, making sure community-driven ethical finance is at the very heart and soul of this project. And what I love most about Axion and working with Jack, so cool. And maybe donation levels that reward the donator with Punky merch. Punky calculators. I was so jealous in high school of the TI 92. Let's see here. I had only 84. Let's jump through. I think we're almost getting there, folks. Scroll through. Punky says I'll make some Axion merch in there as well. As I said, I won't take any profits in the merchandise. Let's have people submit things they like in store, and anything can be bought for a community fund. Nice. So that's really community orientated. It's really great, and it looks like that merch is going to go on there too. I'd happily pay for a whole crew to get gear, make the designs, organise distribution, and I'll personally foot the bill. Oh wow, that's from Jack. That's epic. So I'm going to give a few likes for that one. So there we are, and we're down to the last one, folks. This is the last one. Why would people want to buy Axion? It was a very low APY, given you have locked your tokens for a long period of time. March the 12th, the token has been building to this. This will be a wholly unique location in the crypto world, allowing you to stake long-term and pull in BTC at first, and then long-term diversified cryptocurrencies. So this is a great wrap-up for the end of the AMA. While other tokens sometimes advertise higher APY, they do so through exorbitant inflation. In the long run, those tokens will cost you money and lose out due to the same problems because of fiat economics. Pump and dump. Axion is different, and the long-term staking is a community choice, as with all things Axion, because the value is so readily apparent. So that's really great. So cool. And then I could take some to Burma with me on TextFit. Love it. And then finally, Jack says, thanks for the questions. We'll close it down for now. So pretty neat. I'll give that a few likes there. So that was on the AMA, March AMA. And I think that's pretty cool. We've got a few announcements here in the general chat. Not sure what's happening there. So that's on at the moment. So that's pretty cool. So we had a good day. Let's have a quick look at the auction where the time's got 44 minutes left. So 44 minutes before that finishes. and we'll see where that heads. Let's see how long we've been going. Basically, gone an hour now, so I hope everyone's enjoyed that. Probably won't stay on for that extra 44 minutes to see what happens with the auction and the testnet, but I think that's been really good. I want to say thanks for everybody for watching. Obviously, I'll be doing my auction live stream auction close tonight in a few hours, so we'll go to that. I'll quickly wrap up with some of the other sites. So obviously there's the Axion calculator. If you haven't seen that, you can get to that. There's the Axion Today dashboard, which shows you a whole ton of information about everything Axion. And then obviously we've got the price at the moment. Looks like someone just took a bit of profit there. Moves around pretty easy. So we're sitting up nice in this range, looking good for the future. So pretty good. Gwei sitting at about 133. Has been a bit lower earlier today, so that's just moving around quite a bit. So on that note, I will say thanks for watching, everyone. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, like this video, hit the bell for further notifications, and share. Be much appreciated. And obviously, if you want to get 10% from today's auction, it is the second to last auction that's going to have the 10% discount. So from the price, and also the one starting tomorrow is going to be the very last big one before we move to the new model. Pretty exciting. Kara, cheer bro, have a mean day, you too, and ka kite anō, as we say, haere rā, and yeah, ka pai. So have a good one.